Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing one more topic, that is city creation. City creation equal to lava creation and sand creation also, you can say, for the existing planet and for the other planets basically. That also you can say basically. So see the expense basically, because if you are creating just 1 kilogram sand basically, see the expense basically, see, and see the business development team basically, how they do the plans basically of the business group basically, and how basically the things basically are connected with the Microsoft account basically. See the Microsoft structure basically, infrastructure, etc. Microsoft Cloud basically is the Microsoft Cloud is one software basically, means infrastructure of the Microsoft basically. Microsoft infrastructure virtual equal to Microsoft Cloud basically, and Microsoft Cloud basically is directly connecting to the uh, some set of infrastructure, that is the physical creation basically, which is done in any of the city of the world basically, and that is basically, and in between basically these two basically the power supply are basically there, and the nuclear power company and the energy company, which filters the data and gives to the computer basically, where the Microsoft cloud computing data basically is getting used. So just see basically up to what level things basically are current, and this basically mostly basically Bollywood group basically might be knowing each and everything which basically I am telling just now basically. Reason, they only do the advertising of cities basically. If the city basically is in India basically, then they Bollywood groups do the advertising. If the city is basically is in outside India, then the Hollywood group basically do the advertising. But if it's India basically investment, then basically the Indian group basically do the advertising basically. That's basically depends upon the businessman basically, who basically want to do their investment basically, and want to do their property investment basically, or basically they want to do the property advertising basically in from which group basically. That's basically there basically. So you can just see basically this everything basically we have solved basically. So see basically. So everything basically connects to this. Just basically few words. That is Oxford University group basically given 35 words to Microsoft Corporation. That's all. For this much basically, they have given why, to create the sand, create the infrastructure, create the city, create everything basically. And Microsoft basically creates sands from how basically the middleware basically, that is human basically, and in human basically they have used a Microsoft blood cells basically. So Microsoft blood cells basically. So it's not easy basically. So one of the person do that. That's why basically the medical industry basically is very and the most expensive and the most highly demanded uh, education basically, that is of medical industry basically. That's why basically the reason is that's basically, if you want to do any doctor degree basically, then at least basically you require 90 percentage minimum basically. If you are going into some normal college also, if you are going into some Gujarat government college basically, then basically 92, 93, 95 percentage, 96 in the science subject basically, and overall basically subject are also basically there, because their English are also used basically. That's so English language data are also basically taken. So you can just imagine basically the high tech, and nowadays basically the digital equal to disease, and digital equal to disease medicine basically. It has converted like that basically. It has converted like this basically. So you can just imagine basically. So just see basically. Just this need to create basically this much. This much need to create, and to create that much basically, what are the hard work basically which has done basically. Up to this level basically things are also created. first birth, one body basically can get 3150 time birth basically. It can be, and the Microsoft tool that basically maximum basically we can give 95 age basically. 95 age basically is the maximum from the one body basically we can give basically. So 95 multiplied by 3150 basically. So how much basically it comes? Same basically. 90 multiplied by 3150. See basically 2,83,500 years. This one person basically can have his life basically. Because one age basically can get 90 years. So this many age basically are, sorry, this many birth basically is going to get. So 2 lakh, more than around 2,50,000 basically, more than 2,50,000. So you can just imagine basically the Microsoft creation basically as. So one other person told that yes basically it's created. They are created. Microsoft has created. Microsoft has created. So one other person told that this basically target basically who gives. Then one other person told that basically by default the Oxford University only basically. But they are connected with the, they only gives, right basically. Then he told that yes. So which all are basically group basically are in the Oxford University basically. Then he told that there might be some nuclear scientist also basically might be there basically. Or zoology department group basically also, zoology scientist group also basically might be there. Water scientist person basically also might be there. Software scientist person also basically might be there. Software master basically might be there basically. Because Microsoft equal to what basically? Microsoft is one architecture na basically. This basically, this is actually what? This is actually what? This is actually Microsoft architects basically. So this, so who can design basically? Who are basically the doctor of software industry basically. Doctor of software industry. That group only basically can create the Microsoft architecture basically. And mostly basically I am 100% sure basically this might be designed by one person only. Because if multiple person basically is creating that, this everything basically, architectural basically I am talking about only architecture. This might be 100% created by one person only basically. Because it's so complicated basically. If you divide the work basically, then it will not, the group basically will not able to do the integration only basically. So the possibilities basically, chances basically of this much creation basically might be, which is created by one, which might be created by some software experts basically. Microsoft architect created by software experts. Software expert also you can say basically, or it might be one person basically, or it might be experts also. We can only say that possibilities basically. We can say only the possibilities. So one of the person asked basically, what is the current status of the Earth, planet, land?